We're about to unpack a super simple but incredibly powerful secret that can totally change how you look at your money's potential to grow. It's a trick financial pros use all the time, and by the end of this, you're gonna master it too.
So, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your savings account or an investment and just wondered, how long is it actually gonna take for this to double? It sounds like a really complicated question, right? Like you'd need a fancy calculator or some kind of spreadsheet. But what if I told you there's a much, much simpler way? Believe it or not, the answer to that big question, it all comes down to one simple number. You can think of it as a kind of magic number for your finances, and that number is 72. It's the key to making a quick and surprisingly accurate guess about your money's future. This is what we call the Rule of 72. And don't worry, it's not some complex Wall Street formula you need to memorize. It's basically a mental math shortcut, a rule of thumb that helps you estimate how many years it'll take for your investment to double, assuming a fixed annual rate of return. It's all about making the power of compound interest easy to understand.
Okay, let's dive into this because honestly, the best part about the Rule of 72 is just how ridiculously simple it is. You do not need to be a math whiz for this, I promise. In fact, if you can do basic division, you're gonna master this in like the next 30 seconds. The entire process is literally just 3 simple steps. You start with the number 72. Then you divide it by your annual interest rate and just use the whole number. So if it's 8%, you just use 8. And boom, the answer you get is a great estimate of how many years it's gonna take for your money to double. It's seriously that easy. So let's move on from the theory and see how this actually works in the real world. I mean, theory is great, but seeing the numbers in action is where the magic really happens. We'll look at a couple of common investment return scenarios. All right, let's say you've got an investment that's earning a solid 8% average annual return. This is a pretty standard figure people often use when they're projecting stock market returns over the long haul. So how long to double your money? Well, you just take 72, you divide it by 8, and what do you get? 9. Just like that, you know it'll take roughly 9 years for that investment to double in value. No complex formulas, just simple math.
Okay, but what happens if we can get a slightly higher return? Let's push it up to a 10% average annual return. How much faster do you think our money is going to double now? Let's apply the rule one more time. And this is where it gets really powerful. 72 divided by 10 gives you 7.2 years. So that small 2% increase in your return, it just shaved almost 2 full years off your doubling time. This really shows you just how critical every single percentage point is. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, this seems way too simple. How accurate can it really be? And you know what? That is the perfect question to ask. The Rule of 72 is, after all, an estimation. So where does the rule work best? Well, it's most accurate for interest rates in that common range of about 6 to 10%. For really high or really low rates, it gets a little less precise. But for most typical investments, it's incredibly close. For example, at a 9% return, the rule gives you 8 years. The exact calculation is 8.04 years. I mean, that's impressively accurate for a quick mental shortcut. And that really gets to the true purpose of this rule. It's not about getting a perfectly precise calculation down to the decimal point. Its true value, especially for early investors, is in helping you intuitively understand the incredible power of compound interest. It makes this big, abstract concept feel tangible. But the rule isn't just a one-trick pony for investments. Its simple logic can be flipped on its head and applied to other parts of your financial life, including some of the things that actually work against your money. Look at how versatile this is. You can use it to understand the forces working against you. So, for example, if inflation is at 3%, divide 72 by 3. You'll see that your money's purchasing power will be cut in half in about 24 years. The same goes for fees. A 2% annual fee could eat up half your investment value in 36 years. You can even use it for goal setting. Want to double your money in 10 years? Divide 72 by 10, and you know you need to aim for about a 7.2% return. So the crucial point here is this. The Rule of 72 is more than just a math trick. It's a mental model. It's a quick, powerful way to gauge the long-term impact of growth rates, inflation, and fees, all without getting lost in the weeds of complicated calculations. Ultimately, the number 72 isn't the magical part. The real magic is what it reveals, the relationship between your rate of return and time. It shows you in the simplest terms that time is the most powerful ingredient in your entire financial journey. So the real question this rule leaves us with is, knowing how powerful time is, how will you use it?